Hello everyone and welcome to my channel called The Moon Storytime. Thank you so much for coming, for your likes, comments, for your donations. Any kind support for my channel is appreciated. Everything you wish to me, I wish you back 100 times more. All information for donations you can find in comments below. We are continuing reading this book called Fairy Tales. And our story will be called The Chase. The drawing from the cover. Lovely. A wizard, as wizards will, took prisoner a beautiful maiden wanting to marry her. A young hero, as heroes will, come to rescue her, and with both sharing the one saddle, the two escaped. But the wizard came after them. Faster and faster he gained on them. Closer and closer he came, his purple cloak cracking in the wind, mouth shouting curious curses. "I shall stand and fight him," said the knight boldly. "Don't be silly, he will turn you into a frog," said the maiden. 7 years I was a prisoner in that wizard's lair, and do you think I sat twiddling my thumbs all that while? I learned a thing or two about magic. So, saying at the next fork in the road, the maiden turned herself into a bucket and the horse into a well. The knight took off his armor, threw it down the well, and leaned over the well wall, so that his head was out of sight. Up came the wizard. In a clatter of hoofbeats and whirl of dust. "Coral, Coral, did you see a knight and a maiden sharing a horse? Which road did they take?" "Yes, I saw them. They took that road," said the man, with his head down the well, his voice all hollow and echoing. Away went the wizard. The well changed back into a horse, the bucket into a maiden, and away went they down the other road. By noon the wizard realized he had gone wrong somewhere and doubled back. He picked up their trail at the fork in the road, and being only one in the saddle, he soon caught up with them. Faster and faster he gained on them, closer and closer, his purple cloak rocking in the wind, his mouth mumbling imprecations. "I shall stand and fight him," said the knight boldly. "Don't be foolish, he will turn you into a rat," said the maiden. 7 years I was a prisoner in that wizard's lair, and do you think I sat knitting dishcloths all that while? I learned a thing or two about magic." So saying, at the very next crossroads, she turned the horse into a church and herself into the church bell. The knight, climbing down carefully off the church roof, rummaged in the vestry and found a priest habit with a big hood. Up came the wizard. In a clatter of hoofbeats and cloud of dust. Priest, priest, did you see a knight and maiden sharing a horse? Which way did they go? Bless you, my son. I did. They went north, said the priest, his face hiding inside his deep hood. Away went the wizard to the north, and behind him a church bell began to peal out happily. Then the church turned back into a horse, the bell into a maiden, and the knight took off his priest's habit. Away they went down the road to the south. By tea time, the wizard realized he had been tricked and turned back, picking up their trail at the crossroads. He was angry now, and only one in the saddle. Their horse, by contrast, was feeling not quite itself. Faster and faster the wizard gained on them. Closer, closer and closer, purple cloak cracking in the wind, waving to be avenged on the knight. I must stand and fight him, said the knight. Don't be daft. He would turn you into a Christmas turkey, said the maiden. 7 years I was a prisoner in that wizard's lair, and do you think I sat embroidering tea cozies all that while? I've learned a thing or two about magic. Get off and lie down on the ground. So saying, she turned him into a meadow. Herself she turned into a poppy growing in the meadow. Here is some drawing about church and priest, I guess. And the wizard passing by. Here's the evil wizard. And the horse she turned into a river of chocolate flowing through the meadow. Now the wizard was very partial to chocolate. The maiden had not lived 7 years in his lair without discovering that. As soon as he saw the river, he jumped down from his horse and began scooping up runny handfuls. Soon his beard was sticky brown, his hair clotted, and runny handfuls, and his purple clothes smeared with chocolate. Once or twice he thought of the escaping knight and maiden and got up to leave, but the chocolate was so delicious that he could not resist going back. At last he lay down on the bank and let the chocolate ripples lap into his mouth. He got full and fuller, fat and fatter. Meanwhile his horse cropped the grass of the meadow, grazing closer and closer to the billowing red poppy. The poppy trembled in the breath from its snoring nostrils. In a moment, the maiden would have to change herself back or be eaten by the wizard's horse. Suddenly, the wizard gave a groan of pain and pleasure and died of eating too much chocolate. Wow. The puppy turned back into a maiden to the great surprise of the wizard's horse. The meadow turned back into a knight. Although his hair had been grassed extremely short, and the river turned back into their own trusty steed. Now They had all the time in the world to get home, and they had 2 horses to ride. That was just a well-mind because the knight found that his chocolate brown horse was a good bit smaller than before. His feet trailed along the ground when he mounted up, and the creature's tail was only as long as a boot brush. That's it, my dears. See you next time. Bye.